Hi, we are continuing example sums on the topic of determination of sacrificing ratio, gaining ratio, and new profit sharing ratio. Let's go to the fourth example. Example 4. A, B, and C are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 5:3:2. Calculate gaining ratio and sacrificing ratio if A, B, and C decide to share future profits and losses equally. So let's begin. OPSR, or the old profit sharing ratio between A, B, and C is equal to 5:3:2. We are given the new profit sharing ratio between A, B, and C as it's equal, so it's 1:1:1. Now to get the gain or the sacrifice, we need to do old share minus the new share, and if it's a positive figure, it's a sacrifice by the partner, and if it's a negative figure, it's a gain by the partner. So let's begin with, for A, partner A, old share is 5 divided by 10 minus the new share is 1 divided by 3. On taking the LCM of 30, we get a positive 5 divided by 30, and therefore A has sacrificed. For B, old share 3 divided by 10 minus 1 divided by 3, which is 9 minus 10. B, there's a negative figure of 1 divided by 30, so B has gained. For C, old share 2 divided by 10 minus the new share 1 divided by 3, LCM 30, 6 minus 10, which is equal to minus 4 divided by 30, and we find that C also has gained. Therefore, gaining ratio between B and C, we just need to put the gain of B and C together in the form of a ratio to get the gain ratio. So 1 by 30 is the gain of B, is to 4 divided by 30 is the gain of C. So this is simplified to 1:4. Therefore, the gaining ratio between B and C is 1:4. And as far as sacrifice is concerned, only A has sacrificed, and his sacrifice is 5 divided by 30. So let's summarize this. Gaining ratio between B and C is equal to 1:4, and the sacrifice of A is equal to 5 divided by 30. Let's go to the next example. Example 5. A, B, and C are partners sharing profits equally. It was decided that in future, C will get 1/5 share of profit. Calculate the new profit sharing ratio, gaining ratio, and sacrificing ratio. Let's begin. Old profit sharing ratio between A, B, and C is equal to 1:1:1. New share of C is 1 divided by 5. This is given. So the remaining share which can be taken by A and B is, if C takes 1 by 5, A and B together will take 1 minus 1 by 5, which is equal to 4 divided by 5. There isn't anything specified in the problem as to how this 4 divided by 5, which is going to be taken by A and B, is going to be divided between them. So we assume that this 4 by 5 is divided between A and B in the OPSR between them. Which is 1:1. Therefore, new share of A is equal to the total share taken by A and B, 4 by 5, into A share in this, which is 1 by 2. This is equal to 2 divided by 5. Also, the new share of B is 4 divided by 5 into 1 divided by 2 for B also, which is equal to 2 divided by 5. Therefore, the NPSR between A is to B is to C is equal to 2 by 5 is to 2 by 5 is to 1 by 5, which is equal to 2:2:1. So let's see who gains and who sacrifices. Let's do old share minus new share. For A, old share is 1 by 3 minus the new share is 2 by 5. A gains 1 by 15. For B, old share is 1 by 3 minus the new share 2 by 5. B also gains 1 by 15. For C, 1 by 3 minus 1 by 5 new share. Two by 15 positive figure, so we find that C sacrifices. Therefore, gaining ratio between A and B is equal to 1 by 15 is to 1 by 15 is equal to 1:1. So we have the NPSR between A, B and C as 2:2:1. The gaining ratio between A and B as 1:1. And there is only one person sacrificing, which is C, and he sacrifices 2 by 15. Let's summarize this. NPSR 2:2:1 gaining ratio between A and B is 1:1, and sacrifice of C 2 divided by 15. It is important that we make this assumption that the remaining share which is taken by A and B will be divided among them in the old profit sharing ratio between them, which in this case is 1:1. Let's go to the next example. Final example, example 6. A and B are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 1:2. It was decided by them that they would share future profits and losses equally. We are asked to calculate the gaining ratio and the sacrificing ratio. So let's begin. Old profit sharing ratio between A and B is equal to 1:2. The new profit sharing ratio between A and B, it's given that it's equal, so it has to be 1:1. So let's do old share minus new share. For A, old share is 1/3 minus the new share is 1/2, which is equal to a negative 1/6. Therefore, A gains. For B, old share 2/3 minus the new share 1/2, a positive 1/6. So B sacrifices. Therefore, we can't get a gaining ratio or sacrificing ratio, but we can write who gains and who sacrifices. So gain of A is 1/6 and sacrifice of B is also 1/6.